What's up, guys? Oh boy. They have just recently dropped a deep dive into the story for Cronos: The New Dawn, and I am so beyond stoked to see this. I know I released the trailer reaction last week. I'm gonna release this now. I have to. It's too damn cool not to get into. So why don't we just go ahead and start, shall we? Blood and gore, give us more, give us more.
Listen to the will of those who will not speak, and if the tools are not willing, they will be.
Hi, I'm Grzegorz Like. I'm the lead writer and the lead narrative designer in Cronos: The New Dawn.
And my name's Clara Severa, producer on Cronos: The New Dawn. Today we're going to be talking a little bit more about our story while also answering some pressing fan questions.
Yes, freaking please. This thing looks amazeballs. It looks like it could be so much goddamn fun to stream. I want to know more. Please tell me more. I'm salivating for it. I am chomping at the bit. Please give it to me. What caused humanity to disappear? I remember in the trailer it said that it had to do with a disease or some kind of infection that would spread and kill humans.
So Cronos is set in an alternative universe that in the 80s a weird disease started to appear. A disease we called...
In the 80s? Huh. Okay, what's it called? I'm curious.
The Change.
And that's how, sadly, humanity came to an end.
The Change. Got it. What is the role of the travelers? I like to know that because they talk as if they are not human. So a little bit more insight on that would be really great.
Travelers are emissaries of the mysterious collective. They travel back in time to the moment of the end of the world. They seek their targets, very important people that are needed by the collective.
Dive point in sight.
So these might be otherworldly beings or biotechnological beings of some sort that are there after the end of the human race and the end of the world as we know it, and they're picking up people for whatever reason for this collective. Huh. That doesn't sound ominous at all.
And they extract their essences. Is it painful?
I think it's painful. With every single, I think, weird procedure along those lines, you will expect it to be painful. And because we're taking away souls of human beings, don't expect it to be a nice thing.
Well, they scream a lot. Yeah.
Preserving.
Ooh, so they're going to get their souls, but what are their souls needed for? Is it to power something? Is it for some sort of magical concoction? Can you choose whom to extract? Well, they did just say that they are sent back in time with specific targets, so I would assume yes and no.
You'll be able to, throughout the course of your game, pick who you choose to extract. And if you're coming to the game from more of a gameplay perspective, it's the main perks of those essences that might interest you. However, if you're coming to the story to, get more of the actual insides and nitty-gritties of the story, you might focus on the characters who you meet.
Target seeded.
So it has a kind of butterfly effect of if you save people, certain things can happen. If you don't save people, certain things can happen. That gives us a little bit more play and more enjoyment with the story. Good, I like that.
Which characters you choose to extract will actually affect, not only the gameplay, but also how you perceive the whole game.
Who is the other traveler we see in the trailer? Because we know one of them is us. I'm assuming the female one is us, but who's the male? If they do have females and males. I don't know if they have gender. I'm just going off of the voice.
His name is the Warden, and his role, given by the collective, is to maintain not only the tools used by the travelers in their missions, but also the main hub in which you will spend a lot of time as a player.
You will have a lot of interactions with this guy. You will see that, he's got a little bit of different approach than the protagonist.
Don't you think it's all trivial?
In perspective of perpetuity, what isn't but a trivial thing?
So he is very cynical. What other people will we encounter in Cronos? That will be cool to know about. Although I hope you don't spoil too much, because it looks like there's going to be different kind of people.
At Bluebird Team, we still love to tell stories about people, about real people, about relationships between those people. You will meet a lot of characters in this game. Some of them you will love, and some of them you will, well...
Maybe love.
Love less.
Love less. Also in Cronos, I think it's important to mention that a lot of the characters you will meet are in some way or another connected when it comes to their story.
Of course they are. That's how things make a lot more sense. You'd want them to be connected in some kind of way because it's like I guess a murder mystery, maybe you can call it that. It's like a mystery theater kind of thing. You're trying to figure out how they're all connected, and that draws you in because of it. That desire to know keeps you there. It's kind of like how people are with ARGs. If it really gets you, you want to see it all the way to the end. Like analog horror series. If it really gets you, you want to see it to the end. I love that about this.
I think it's cool that the player and the traveler are sort of on the same level when it comes to really discovering the story at the same time. So these interactions with these characters are definitely meaningful because the more you dive in, the more you learn.
So this is similar to what we're going to get with Resident Evil Requiem, where the character is not all-knowing, used to everything. They're going to discover as we do. I like that that is a thing. I hope it's played well in both cases, actually, because that could be so much more intriguing. You don't want to have this omnipotent badass that can Deus Ex Machina everything. Sometimes you want to have a character who's discovering things, who's growing with you. That's more endearing in my opinion. How does New Dawn differ from real life Noahuta? What is that? Real life Noahuta. Is that a different game that they did? I'm not sure.
The main differences between Novahuta and New Dawn are there isn't any floating buildings.
In Novahuta.
Yeah. There isn't roaming monsters.
Yet.
Kind of. And the streets are undestroyed. However, we try to stick to the ideal image of Novahuta as much as possible, but not only in the aesthetic.
Ah, it's a place. Where is Novahuta at? I'm curious. Novahuta. Poland. I figured they were either Polish or Russian based upon their accents. I'm glad that I'm correct in that.
Aesthetic, but also care about the historical importance and meaning of it. Also, obviously, in the game, we added some new buildings and new places for you to explore as a player. So the big building you see floating around in our trailers, we built it and then we destroyed it again.
I was born and raised in Novahuta, so this project feels very personal. But we chose Novahuta because of the history the place has. That history rhymes very well with the questions we ask in the game and the themes we tackle throughout the story. And
that's another thing that I do like about some games is that even though we know for a fact this is fiction, having some grounding in our reality helps with, on some level, believability in buying into the story, at least in my opinion. To me, if there is something that I can latch onto, that I can identify with, like a place, like people, I'm more likely to enjoy the game and I'm more likely to want to play it constantly. And I have a feeling that I'm probably going to constantly want to play this. Gotta love that.
As Cronos doesn't have the ambition to be a historical game, well, the level of reproduction of things is super cool.
Rapid fire Q&A from the community. Okay, let's see what you guys got. How does time travel work in Cronos? Good question.
Well, only I know that, and I can tell.
His watch is broken.
You cheeky bastard. Did the change happen only in Poland or is the whole world affected? I'm assuming that the whole world is affected.
As far as we know, we don't know.
You cheeky bitch. You're not answering anything. Oh my god. Will we get to see the world before the change? I'm sure we will.
Well, it is a time travel story.
Duh.
Okay, that was fine. Why are there cats in the future? Why wouldn't there be? They were worshipped by ancient Egyptians. Why wouldn't they still be here?
Why nobody ever asks about dogs?
Or hamsters.
I would think their answer is probably that the change only affected humans. That is my guess. Because if cats are there and they're saying, why aren't you asking about dogs or hamsters or other kind of animals? It leads me to believe that animals were not affected. However, they are being cheeky, so I could be completely wrong here. But anyways, that was awesome. It gave me some things to think about that make me more excited to play this game. And I hope you guys are as well. So until next time, peace.